Sanbonani, Dumelang, Apsheni, and hello. Welcome to Inside Life, a little video journal where I write anything about possibly everything from a personal perspective. My name is TJ Mokhuane. Well, my legal initials are actually T Mokhuane because the J isn't even on my ID. I made it up. All because most of my friends in primary school had an additional English name and I only had one. I was stuck with the ubiquitous and genderless name Tato. Not that I didn't like it. It was a cool name, shout out to my mom, but I didn't like the feeling of being left out. So I lied and I called myself John, which later changed to Jonathan because the former had a disconnect. It made me feel like an old man with a protruding belly and a 20-year-old marriage. On the other hand, Jonathan felt youthful, like an 18-year-old kid who had a vision that one day he was going to be someone important. And that was me. In 2016, 18-year-old me completed matric and finished first in my school with 2 distinctions in English and biology. I was a smart kid, loved biology, and so it makes sense that a lot would be expected from me. In 2017, I went to the Northwest University and studied for a BCom in Industrial Psychology with Human Resources and Labor Relations Management. I did well, but within the first 10 months of the year, I deregistered from all my modules and dropped out. But why? Well, that is a very good question that brings me to what I want to talk to you about today. GODSPEED. A phrase commonly used when a person wishes you well on a new journey or quest. But I took the word for what it was, in a literal sense. And to me, it meant faster than the speed of light. That your blessings would be at your door sooner than you'd expect. It's now October 2017, and I've decided to leave the book. Not because I was flunking or doing bad, but because I felt empty and unfulfilled. It's important to note that throughout my childhood, not only did I have a love for academics, but I was heavily invested in extramural activities as well. A year would not pass by in primary school where I wasn't in the choir or enrolled in drama competitions. In high school, I had a 2-minute segment on a local community radio station called Kopanong FM, where I'd recite my motivational spoken poetry, a beautiful opportunity given to me by television producer and Motswako pioneer DJ Lamonga, who was the station manager at the time. So, where were we? Oh, yes. Now that you know where I come from, it's clear to see that the possibility of returning to my passion for creative arts in university was inevitable. This is proved by all the videos and skits I would film of myself, which were highly influenced by seasoned South African actor Atandwa Gani, son of the legendary Dr. John Gani. It was final exam season, and I would regularly disturb my friends' study time, 2 of them being Tabang Chochwe and Donald Nageri, who I still keep in touch with. So one night, after I showed Donald a performance of a monologue I took from Sarafina, he turned to me with a smile and say, "You are wasting your time here." And it was at that very moment that I decided to drop out. October 15th, 2017. It's a Sunday night and campus Keep Potchefstroom is unusually quiet. I'm in my room and I'm a bit unsettled with the decision I made. So, to quiet my mind, I took a shower and later watched the 2006 Academy Award winner for Best International Feature, Tsotsi. What a masterpiece. My favorite South African film of all time. And that's just my opinion. Directed by Gavin Hood, watching this film not only brought back my childhood memories, but further fueled my desire to pursue an acting career. So, fast forward to the end of the year, schools are closed, and I had to tell my mother and uncle about the decision I took without consulting them. My mother was furious, but I gave her no choice but to accept that this is my new reality as I had already deregistered. 2018 came and UJ finally accepted my application. I had applied for a BA in psychology, but as soon as I got to the campus during registration period, I changed to a BA in film and television studies. And so it began. The journey of an artist who had untapped potential and raw talent that needed to be discovered. But it wasn't all smooth sailing, because I would get introduced to a feeling that is a consistent part of any artist's journey. And that feeling is called rejection. You see, getting an agent wasn't easy. You had to be famous, have at least a qualification, or as they'd like to say, a minimum of 3 to 5 years working experience. And I had neither. All I had in my possession was nothing but hunger and a dream. Months passed, and nothing came to fruition. I was at my wit's end. I was close to giving up. But luckily, MTV Base had announced that it would be holding open auditions for the upcoming season of Sugar Down South. I thought this was God's way of telling me not to give up just yet. And so, in the wee hours of the morning, my friends and I took a taxi fare from UJ to Zone 6 venue in Soweto. It's around 5 a.m. I'm connected to the car's Bluetooth, and Casper Nyovest Gets 2.0 is playing on the radio as we get ourselves in the mood for the long audition queues. It was on the M1 highway to Soweto that my friends and I almost met our end. What looked like a 2010 white Dodge Caliber was spinning out of control and was coming directly at us. Time stopped, and all I remember seeing was a bright white light. I saw my family and all the dreams I couldn't make possible. At the loud crash that sounded at impact, I had already accepted my fate. I opened my eyes thinking I'd see heaven, but to my favor, I was still alive. If it wasn't for that seatbelt, I'd be out the windshield and possibly collided headfirst with the other car. So, paramedics came, took us to Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital, and my friend and I sustained a couple of injuries, but they weren't really life-threatening. My friend had a limp, and I didn't have time for a neck brace. So what did we do? We ditched the hospital and left for the auditions. When we arrive at Zone 6 venue, it's reminiscent of the year 1994, when South Africa had its first democratic elections. Everyone wanted a shot at fame, a chance to be on TV. Heck, even famous rapper Gigi Lamaine was present. And no, she wasn't the judge, she also waited in line. After hours and hours of rehearsing lines in the scorching sun, I finally get to meet Stephanie Sandows. Well, Stephanie Ndlovu. She's married now. But I had built up so much confidence before entering the audition room, and now that the judge's eyes were locked with mine, I deflated. My exhale blew all my confidence away. Simply put, my audition was garbage. Trash! But I left the room hopeful that they'd call me back. And they did. But it was not because of my performance. It was because they heard word that I was involved in a car wreck and I denied myself medical attention just to get to the audition. And guess what? I got to the audition and I messed it up. Because apparently my performance was over the top, theatrical, that it wasn't natural for TV. So I went back to res and I waited, still hoping that this role would be mine. Thing is, I felt entitled to it because I was given a second chance. But just like many auditions before it, nothing. I questioned God. I asked him, why did you get me this far, only for me to leave empty-handed? An exam season came sooner than I expected, and I made the decision that I wasn't going to write my final exams, that I was going to go back home and finish what I started at the Northwest University.
Useless. Botswana. Boela gae. Go paletse Jozi.
At this point of our story, we are now on October 11th, 2018. A sunny Thursday morning in Operative, a male's residence at UG's Kingsway campus. I'm on my bed, eyes gawking at the ceiling, thinking of this failed dream. And suddenly, my phone rings. And as I try and finish the conversation with the man on the phone, I just couldn't. My heart started racing, pounding, beating intensely like an African war drum because, boy, I was going to audition for the river. Now, before I continue the rest of the story, I just want us to go back to my definition of Godspeed. Faster than the speed of light. Blessings at your door sooner than you'd expect. Remember, it was on October 15th, 2017, after watching Tsotsi, that I decided to drop out. Now fast forward to the same day the following year. I got a call from Pedi Mazibuko confirming that I was going to be on the river, playing Dimpho's love interest. But what blew my mind is sharing my first scene with Presley Chunyachai, the star of Tsotsi. If someone had told that 19-year-old boy that within a space of an exact year, God would open the door to a dream his heart most desired, he would have never believed you. Because in 2018, TikTok wasn't as big of a fame machine as it is now. Plus, it takes 5, maybe 10 years for people to get their big breaks. But for me, it all happened in 1 year. Now that is Godspeed. Subscribe to Inside Life if you enjoyed this video, and make sure to hit the like button and share with your loved ones. It helps the channel grow and increases the chances of other people seeing it. Thanks for watching.
For the first time, wangilazi singondo, you are pull a home call. For the second time, wangihlangisa, wangitry lisa.